What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some Digimon TCG card news that we need to be having a little bit of a look at. We've got some stories that have popped up over the last few days that we've not had a chance to talk about yet. That makes me a little bit sad, but the wonderful news is we do have time to talk about them today. And, well, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I would feel just a little bit sad if we didn't have a look at them today. So let's start off having a little bit of a look at these lovely secret rare cards. We knew that the two secret rares were going to get alternate art versions because, well, they always do, don't they? Like, it happened in New Evolution, it happened in Ultimate Power, so the chance of it not happening in Union Impact was, frankly, rather gosh darn small indeed. So we are getting these alternate art versions, and we haven't had a chance to talk about them yet, so I thought I might as well show them to you here. And they are rather lovely. For my money, the better of the two is still the Omegamon or Omnimon Jogress. It is a lovely card. In terms of artwork, now I am using the fan-translated regular art version just so we can see what it does, and then the official Japanese scan that went out over the Twitter of the alternate art one. Now with Omnimon Jogress, honestly, I do believe this is going to be one of those cards that just has a huge impact on the game. And it very much is a parallel to the Omnimon that has been absolutely crushing ever since it actually went and got released. It has just been absolutely taking over the format. What we've got here is 15,000 power, which makes it the joint biggest, bestest, or in terms of pure power, that we've actually seen so far. Although the stat line, you should note, is exactly the same as Omnimon, except for the fact that it evolves from red and black rather than red and blue. Although, of course, if you're playing a red deck, you can evolve into either of these, and might I be so bold as to suggest that some people, that is going to be exactly what they want to do. Now, we've got an evolution skill here, that when you evolve, all of your opponents get devolved by one stage. You discard the top stage of them, unless they have no evolution stages, or they are a stage 3, because you cannot delete them, and you cannot leave a Digi-Egg in the battle area. It's just not how the game works. So that's kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, and then you destroy all of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 power or less. Remember, Omnimon, you basically name a Digimon and all of your opponent's Digimon with that name get destroyed. It's still kind of ridiculous. You've then got, when attacking, this Digimon cannot be blocked if you return a level 6 Digimon from your evolution sources to your hand, as opposed to the other Omnimon, where you can do that to make yourself active. Honestly, I prefer the first skill on Jogress, and in most matchups, not all, and I prefer the second skill on Omnimon, but the honest answer here is that they're both phenomenal cards. You should get used to seeing a lot of them as we go through. As this game grows, I think it's only going to be more and more likely that these just come out all the time. But you know what? It's kind of cool. Also, how awesome is it that we have an English scan of Omnimon? I, for one, am delighted. Now, the other secret rare we've not looked at yet is Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode, the green one. Because remember, there is both a green and a blue in this set. If you evolve from Peldramon or Dino Beamon, it's a free cost to evolve rather than a 5, so it goes from being quite expensive to, not that bad. There are a lot of level 6s that do cost free to evolve. There's a bunch that cost 4 and 5 as well, and some that cost 2, but there are a bunch that cost free to evolve, so I'm still not loving it. It's still expensive. It's not great. And do remember that if for some reason you're trying to evolve this in your breeding area, it won't work. You can evolve it, you just don't get the reduction. But you've got piercing, so when you take out a resting Digimon, you get to perform a security check. And once during your turn, when your opponent's Digimon is destroyed in battle, you may put this Digimon active. And you got 12,000 power, you're pretty gosh darn beefy. So the theory here is you destroy one of your opponent's Digimon, and then you make yourself active, and life is good. Go team! So they're the secret rares, and I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, they're pretty cool secret rares. Now, they are actually alternate arts of secret rares, so I don't know, do what you will in terms of the rarity there. But those are going to be fairly rare, fairly difficult to get hold of cards. Now, speaking of weird, fairly difficult to get hold of cards, the ridiculously named Jogress Evolution Now. Unite your heart. Shout out to the lovely folks over at digimoncard.dev for cleaning this card up and giving us a lovely translation. We like those people. They're good people. Now, this is another one of those promo cards like the one we saw before that's clearly kind of based on, I want to say, the anime. And it's not really intended to be a properly competitive card. It's got a weird name, and it's got a weirdly hyper-specific effect. When you have both Davis Motomiya and Ken Ichiyuchi in play, you may return one XVmon and one Stingmon from your hand to the bottom of your deck to play a Paildramon without paying its cost from your hand. Yay! I did tell you that this was a weirdly over-the-top, hyper-specific card. Now, it is a zero-cost card, which is kind of awesome. But you've got to have two specific cards in play, two Tamers. And then you've got to have two specific cards in your hand. And then you've got to put those two specific cards on the bottom of your deck. And then you get to play a level 5 without paying its cost. Now, Paildramon should be a 7 cost to play. Normally, we've only had the one so far. The only Paildramon we've actually had is the one that came around in Union Impact. So, it's got to be that one. Although, remember that there is every possibility that in the future, we will get more Paildramon. And if we do get more Paildramon in the future, they will obviously also work with this. So, I don't know, maybe in the future this does actually turn out being a better card than it is now. Honestly, as it stands at the moment, I am unimpressed. Like, don't get me wrong, I like being able to play cards for free. Playing cards for free makes me pretty gosh darn happy. But by the same token, it's a 7 cost to play normally, it's only a 3 cost to evolve. And like I said, in order to play this card, you are being asked to have two specific trainers in play, and then you are asking to have two specific cards in your hand and put them at the bottom of your deck, and then you get to play your Paildramon for free. Playing Paildramon for free, loving it. The amount of ridiculous hoops that we have to jump through in order to play the Paildramon for free, I am honestly not convinced it's actually worth it. I'd love to be proven wrong, of course. I would love if one day this just became the meta and everyone was playing this card and this weird janky named janky effect promo was just everywhere. That would be a really cool thing. But the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, I would consider this to be an extremely unlikely scenario. It would be cool, but I think this is one of those cards. It's a cool, weird promo that's being given out in Japan. No word of how it's coming out or if it's coming out over here. And it is very much a collector's card rather than a genuine, serious player's card. Although, to be clear, like, if you're playing all 4 of the cards in question, plus Paildramon to actually play, why not give it a go? Could be fun. And then the last piece of news we need to talk about today, I showed you recently that there is a very premium product, the Tamer's Evolution box. And I showed you most of the contents for that, but I wasn't able to show you the playmat, and I wasn't able to show you the box, which was a little bit sad. Now, I showed you the sleeves, which are very cool sleeves. I showed you the Digitamer or Digi-Egg sleeves, which are even cooler sleeves. And I showed you the memory gauge that you'll be getting. And I showed you the promo cards that you will be getting. I didn't show you the rest, though. Now, we have finally had a look at the playmat. It was shared by the lovely folks over at the official Facebook, the English official Facebook, or the English language. And here's the playmat. The playmat is awesome. The playmat is very cool. It's got a lot of popular Digimon on. They're all charging from right to left, and it looks kind of lovely. I'm not loving the background. I understand why the background's like that. I just think it's kind of a bit plain. And here is the box. It's white and it's got, I'll be honest with you, the same artwork. Now, it's a little bit different. And it's got a bit more going on in the background and all of that. And it's all white. And you got all those symbols going down the side. But it is a very, very similar kind of artwork to what we see on the playmat. But then again, if you're into the playmat, this is probably a pretty cool thing. So I'm not terribly upset about it. Again, this is a premium product. It is an expensive product. They did put out a call a couple of days ago on the 30th of October that this is your last reminder to place your pre-order. And pre-orders have since closed. Oh, I didn't show you the deck box in this video. I also showed you the deck box the other day. There we go. So hopefully you've ordered this. It was $70. If you haven't pre-ordered it, there will be places to pick it up. There will be shops that are carrying it. I know outside of Japan, you couldn't order it on the premium Bandai website. So that is being carried by various shops. But I hadn't shown you the playmat on the box, and it seemed kind of rude. So hopefully we've gone and fixed that nicely now. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the news we needed to catch up with. Those are the alternate art secret rares, the weird promo card, and the last couple of promotional items from the Tamer's Evolution box. And now I think we're pretty much up to speed with the news. As always, I'd love to know what you think about all of these stories, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.